It looks like humans are getting stronger every year, breaking insane records. But where is the limit of the human body? How heavy humans can theoretically lift?
Interesting, 2.6 million views.
And he's got the answer.
In the summer of 1982, Angela Cavallo, a seemingly ordinary mother, became a real-life superhero when she single-handedly lifted a 3,500-pound Chevy Impala to rescue her trapped son.
I've heard this story. This
I've
story is
heard,
true.
I've heard the story as well, but is it on tape? Is it recorded? Do we know if it's a fact?
But there are more examples of this though. You have people that are doing insane stuff because of adrenaline and just the moment and everything.
Even though they're just regular people.
But that means that you don't even have to go to the gym.
Why are we going to the gym?
The world deadlift record is 1,104 pounds, 501 kilograms by Game of Thrones star Halfthor Julius Bjornsson.
Though the car is still touching the ground with probably two wheels, because you probably lift it from one side.
It's basically the same as lifting the bar from one side. For the impressive mother, I do not think she could have deadlifted the whole car, instead only lifted one side of the car. Exactly.
Still crazy.
Still crazy.
A car it probably didn't have a deadlift bar attached to it.
Ooh,
it's way harder to lift a car, so it's actually way more impressive than a regular deadlift.
Is there a theoretical maximum to the weight we can lift, or do we all possess an untapped reservoir of power just waiting to be unleashed?
Maybe somehow, internally or externally, we can spark superhuman strength. Or the answer is going to be we're all weak.
And limited by our bones, tendons, and everything.
Our genetics lay the groundwork, defining the potential range of our strength. They dictate attributes such as muscle fiber composition, which comes in two types.
Fast twitch muscle fibers you would use during explosive stuff. Slow twitch is cardio, lower impact stuff.
Muscle size, another piece of the puzzle, directly affects the amount of force we can generate. Larger muscles contain more fibers, enabling us to produce greater strength.
There's so many factors because you can have an insane amount of muscle, but how much of that muscle can you actually properly use?
But also mentally, how far can you push yourself?
The strongest person in the world as of 2022 is Tom Stoltman, who won the world's strongest man competition.
But he could not close a gripper.
But unfortunately, he was a very nice guy, very strong.
We're here with the world's strongest men. Come on.
That's harder than winning world's strongest man.
So that gripper is maybe impossible.
The average adult male can lift only around 155 pounds.
Wow,
that is an interesting fact. I didn't know that. I want to test this. If you feel average, then comment down below if you can lift 70.
The eastern lowland gorilla is considered to be one of the strongest animals on Earth.
I'm fascinated about gorillas. They are basically doing weighted calisthenics because they're heavy.
Capable of lifting up to 1,800 pounds, 816 kilograms. That's the weight of a fully grown bison.
It's an interesting comparison.
I didn't know that they're so heavy.
No, that's heavy.
Yeah.
The African elephant. These titans can carry up to 20,000 pounds, 2.5 times the weight of a Volkswagen Beetle.
He likes his random comparisons.
These compound movements are considered the gold standard for testing raw strength and power. In 1996, the heaviest deadlift was 903 pounds, 410 kilograms. It took 15 years to beat the record in 2011. From 2011, in almost every year, the record kept breaking.
Is it going to be broken again?
Yes.
It will be.
There are so many people right now, like 10 people that are so close.
The bench press, 705 pounds, 320 kilograms in 1996, and now the bench press record stands at 783 pounds, 355 kilograms. In 25 years, human strength in the scale of Big Three has grown 10%.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
The human brain plays a crucial role in protecting the body from lifting weights that are too heavy or potentially harmful. Our brain calculates the required force and activates the necessary muscle fibers to accomplish the task.
And you will actually notice when your brain wrongly calculated because something didn't really seem to be that heavy, and then you lift it and it's very heavy, you will notice the shock that your body makes.
It may prevent certain muscle fibers from activating or limit the force generated, effectively safeguarding our muscles, tendons, and bones from injury.
You can train sort of to mentally, neurologically push harder.
To use everything.
But there is a phenomenon known as hysterical strength. This phenomenon is the sudden adrenaline-fueled surge of power and stress hormones that can occur in life or death situations.
Eddie Hall's 500 kg deadlift kinda had the hysterical strength in it. He trained mentally for this to prepare himself and actually sort of get that hysterical strength. When Eddie Hall broke the previous deadlift record, 465 kilograms, and deadlifted 500 kilograms, he said he wasn't deadlifting half a ton, he was lifting a car of his wife and kids to get that adrenaline boost.
That's how he sparked that fight or flight.
Because actually for his size, because he's not that tall, he's not made for deadlifting.
Despite the astounding potential of hysterical strength, there's a limit to how much weight a human can consciously lift. Our muscles, tendons, and bones can only withstand so much force.
And how much is that?
Yes.
We're about to find out.
The weight that would cause our bones to give way is estimated to be around 5,000 pounds, 2,268 kilograms.
What? For the bones to give up.
The absolute limit of human strength lies somewhere around 5,000 to 6,000 pounds, around 2,500 kilograms.
Let's give it a try.
All right,
Let's go! As a powerlifter, hysterical strength is so real. While training in the gym, my max deadlift is 435 pounds, but at a competition, my highest has been 485 pounds.
Wow.
The pressure...
50 pounds difference.
Assuming optimal and perfect, top of the food chain bone density, muscle mass, tendon strength, technique.
If everything is perfect, we could handle this. But what type of lift?
Yes, exactly.
Is it like just holding the weight as a squat?
Or is it pulling it off the floor?
Having a lift that requires motion is way harder than a static lift.
And of course, bunch of steroids.
Oh, with steroids. The most we can
Maxed
handle.
out everything. Yeah.
Maxed out everything.
But generally, an average people like you who is watching this video,
Hey, what are you saying?
you can lift 2 and 3 times your body weight maximum in exercises like the deadlift and squat.
3 times your body weight seems kind of right after a lot of exercise, but there's a lot of people that do even more. If you want to be called absurdly strong by your friends, then lifting something 3 times your weight is heavy, but not the human limit.
Another way to get absurdly strong is to download our new app, the 9-Day Challenge, link in the description.
You will then be 100% called absurdly strong by your friends, family, and grandma.
But this absolute 5,000 to 6,000 pound limit might be a glass ceiling because we're on the cusp of a revolution in genetic engineering that could change the game. Techniques like CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing have made it possible to modify the genetic code of living organisms, including
DNA?
humans. With the right modifications, we could potentially enhance our strength to unprecedented levels.
If we change our DNA, the way our muscles will grow and handle strength, force, everything, maybe we can become gorillas. Well, then we wouldn't really be called humans anymore, maybe.
Scientists have been able to create super mice with twice the muscle mass of their normal counterparts.
Twice? But there's people walking around with twice the muscle size of the average human.
We might be able to create lab-grown and lab-modified superhumans. This is straight out of some science fiction novel, but it's very much looks to be true in the future.
He's literally talking about superhumans.
We may not be able to compete with the raw power of an elephant or the brute force of a gorilla.
Then we would literally just have to be 10 times our size.
Yeah, or just change the DNA so we're gorillas.
Although there are limits to our strength, the future of genetic engineering may one day enable us to push those boundaries and achieve superhuman capabilities. It's very exciting, but scary at the same time.
If we're talking about your body and the capabilities of it, the answer was 5 to 6,000. But there's a likelihood of 0% of you actually hitting that because you would die. 2 to 3 times your body weight is very good. And everything above that
Becomes superhuman.
becomes superhuman in today's world. But we don't know how this will change. We could go over that genetically.
If you want to try out this experiment to get stronger, you can't yet.
But there is this experiment where this guy stopped eating sugar for 30 days straight and it changed his life. So that might be worth a try. Subscription link in the bell. Oh, and download our app. If you're still here, it's the first link in the description. You have to download it.